Happy April, everybody. April 1st. I'm recording this on April 1st. I tried to record this on Friday and I just got a big no. Like I needed to wait till April 1st to record this, to be in this energy. And so what's happening? What's going on right now is what we're going to talk about. What's happened since March 25th? So March 25th, we had our full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. And eclipses have a lot to do. I mean, really, they're all about change. They're all about change. And this March full moon lunar eclipse really is calling us this 2-week period up until April 8th to really dive in and look at the stuff that is in the shadow. And specifically, Libra is all about finding balance, rebalancing, or another way to say that is coming into alignment again with your soul. And again, I'm not an astrologer, but I know enough to be dangerous. And I'm taking an astrology course right now. And because I love learning. And so back in October was when this really started, was the Libra eclipse season. And so this is kind of like part 2 of that. And not kind of, it is part 2 of that. So whatever you were focusing on or thinking about what needed to be balanced or rebalanced in your life, it's now really coming up to again acknowledge, and then we're going to take action on it in April. We may have already been taking action on it, but in a bigger way, a more complete way, I guess is the way to say it. And this can be balance in terms or alignment in terms of relationships, of course, whether it's personal or looking at your time. How are you scheduling yourself, right? Something in that might need to be more balanced. So a lot of the people that I'm working with, including myself, it might mean a change or a shift in your job, a relationship, either boundaries or letting go. There's lots of different ways, right? There's lots of different ways. And today, April 1st, Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde right now is asking us to look at what is not working. So again, here's the rebalance, the balance, the finding alignment. What hasn't been working for you that you really haven't been willing to acknowledge until now? And from that, then, what are we going to do to fix or to shift into balance, into more alignment with our soul? So we know as souls that we are constantly growing and changing. And something we might have been in alignment with even 6 months ago, or God, 2 months ago, or a month ago, could now be not in alignment with us anymore. It could be a pattern, a practice, a behavior, a fill in the blank, right? It can do with anything in your life. So that's what we're really looking at. And then we have a conjunction, the solar eclipse, which is coming up April 8th, has a conjunction with Chiron. And we know Chiron is the wounded healer. So a lot of us to reflect on, I would say that again, the eclipse is calling us to reflect on what is not working. And then oftentimes to make these changes, we're going to have to look at what is that deeper wound that is coming up again to be soothed, to be healed. Because pretty much we avoid or resist making changes that we're being guided to make by our soul because of fear, right? Under all resistance is fear. And so those fears or limiting beliefs that our wounds are holding. So there's going to be a core wound with this Chiron planet coming up that is going to need some more soothing and deeper healing in order to make these shifts to come back into alignment or more into alignment with what your soul is guiding you to do. You kind of want to think about April as I know spring started at the end of March, but we want to think about April. The next couple of weeks is spring cleaning or spring clearing. And again, that has to do with first a wound and a limiting belief and fear that needs to be shifted, soothed, worked with, as well as then what are those, I call that more the internal inspired action, right? Clearing out the gunk, showing up and being that divine parent to our younger wounded parts, fearful parts. And then as we do that, we're able to take those external actions, right? Look for a different job, have the conversation with the partner or the friend with a boundary or something that's not working, or maybe leaving. Um, Setting boundaries around your schedule. So, yeah, there's lots of different ways this might look. Boundaries with yourself, boundaries with others, may have to do with your sleep patterns, your food that you're taking in, your supplements. It's really time, spiritual practices. It's time to look at everything, all 8 life areas that I talk about, and what is working for me and not, what's in alignment with my soul or not. So, and then, so April 8th, we have the new moon solar eclipse. So that's where we're going to be. This week is more about reflection. And then starting April 8th, it's going to be more about that action, right? So this week, reflection, spending a lot of our time healing those wounds, soothing those wounds. And then next week, starting to move into action. All right. And the card for this month from the Syrian Starseed Tarot deck is the Chariot. Now, some of you have known this already. Those of you who are part of my Evolve Journey program or the Expand program receive this information in the future, so you can kind of plan ahead. So this month, April, is the Chariot. Just a reminder, last month was about reason, and actually it was about reason / the divine masculine, divine father, and coming into balance with that part of you. So the Chariot, that says one of the more difficult keys to interpret. Who is the charioteer and what is he racing towards? Along our journey of earthly existence, we realize that there will be challenges to face and that these may require independent action. So I'm just going to stop right there first. Independent action, what does that mean? It means action that comes from soul inspiration versus ego. Ego wants to act from a place of what everybody else thinks I should do. Oh my God, what if I do this and I cause conflict? Oh my God, what if I do this and I lose something, love, money, etc. So we're really moving into what I call soul action or independent action that is not tainted or conditioned by all of those past wounds and by what your family, culture, society told you you should do growing up. So it says, many are we who have come into body at this time as true spirit warriors. And this can be treacherous. Darkness and light pull at the reins of our beings as we race ahead, learning that it is our focused mind and intention that harness the forces driving us forward. So again, this reflection of this week, we want to connect with our soul, clearing out, soothing those wounded parts I talked about earlier that hold those fears and limiting beliefs, so that you can move forward and receive that soul guidance and take action on that, right? So the spring cleaning, the spring clearing, and doing that from a place of soul, right? Soul alignment, soul balance, bringing that more into alignment and balance. So in this picture, Lord Krishna holds the reins, representing the proper use of the focused mind to train and master the senses. It reminds us that when we connect to our higher mind, our higher self, our soul self, With clarity of intent and purpose, we move forward in the light of divine guidance, soul guidance. So, in order to do this again, in order to move forward, in order to connect with the soul and move forward with soul guidance, there's this soothing, clearing out, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it soothing those wounded parts of us, right? Showing up and being that divine mother and father so that we can truly then connect with the soul and move forward with soul inspired actions, not ego goals. So it says the chariot is the body, vehicle through which mind, spirit, and form are manifest. The horses represent the sensate tools and our own physical power. Again, the reins in the hands of Lord Krishna, the depiction of right mind, which direct the senses to move us forward. All of our, what do we want to call this? Our divine gifts. So a lot of us, right, we get our guidance in different ways, and we have different divine gifts that we're meant to not just use for ourselves, but then share with others. So he reminds us also that we're not alone in this mission. We always have divine guidance in our race. So this also is really about this month, remembering that you, right, your soul self, but then you are connected as a soul to this huge divine team, seen and unseen. We are not meant to do this journey alone. And believe me, I've tried as a lone wolf, right? I have had to work with this belief that I can't trust people and I have to do everything alone. I have had to work with that and still have to work with that really deeply. So again, a gentle reminder from this card that yes, we need to do these other pieces, and then we have to tap into that divine team, not just guidance, but support, right? So I like to tell my clients, right? Like, you're not meant to do this alone. Like, you don't just show up. Like, I don't want you on your good days. I want you when you're struggling for us to have a session, because that's when you're best going to get support from me on the good days too. Okay. So the words associated with the chariot are focused intent, determination, achievement, ambition, and victory. And remember, we're in a 8 universal year. So if you didn't listen to my January/2024 guidance, I would go and do that or re-listen to it, because we're not talking about soul. We're talking about soul achievement and success. Very different than ego. Very, very different. So you will always have support with your soul's desires, which we're going to be talking about this month in the Evolve Journey program. Not just talking about, we're going to be doing it, getting in touch with your soul and your soul's desires. And you always have guidance and assistance and support with that. All right, so what else here? Go forward now and harness your desire, your soul desire, with higher consciousness that you can always access. So depending on the keys that come with this, it can be related to your relationships, business, career, purpose, any dream, any desire waiting to manifest. This is the month. We are a quarter of a way through the year of 2024, the biggest year yet in terms of our soul alignment, our spiritual awareness, our awakening, our deeper consciousness arising. So the biggest year of shift yet. So some questions to ask yourself and reflect on for this month. What am I racing toward? Am I entering into battle? And if so, how do I hold the reins in this situation? What is my intent upon achieving? Is it soul or ego? And we know that ego goals, I just want to, as a side note, ego goals in short have to do with trying to prove your worthiness, your lovability, etc. What unseen forces represented in the full moon that illuminates the path of the charioteer? There is a full moon on this, and our full moon's coming up April 8th. Oh my gosh. Are at work in the situation. And again, what is at the root of my motivation? Why do I do what I do? Why do I want what I want? Is it out of fear and survival? Or is it out of knowing I'm an abundant, powerful soul that is here to overcome and to share then my success, my healing, my fill in the blank with others? And how do I do that? So April is a big month, and it's going to feel turbulent for the next couple of weeks, because anytime we're doing a big shift, a big change, a big healing, whatever word you want to use, um, yeah, it's going to feel turbulent. It's going to feel turbulent. And again, just a sweet little gentle reminder that you do not have to do this alone. And the doors are open for my Evolve Journey program this week. So if you're ready to dive deep and receive my support, I would love to welcome you. And oh, yeah, I just want to say that you have so much courage that you're here listening to this and doing this work. I know that sometimes it feels like you're not being brave, but you are. And more people are doing this deeper work on the planet. And you are one of the leaders, one of the guides. And so as you do this for yourself, you are here to help others, whether you get paid to do it or not, no matter what your job is, whether you're in the healing, coaching, spiritual guiding business, teaching business, or you're an accountant. Funny that I brought that up, April 15th, right? Tax day in the US. Whether you're a garbage person, man, woman, whether you're a checker at the grocery store, a gas station attendant, a CEO of a company, no matter what you're doing is your day job, no matter what you're doing to make money, receive money, you are a guide and a leader here, whether it's for people that you work with or family or friends. And I just want you to remember that. So you are important. And even if you're like, I don't know why I'm here, I know why you're here. You're here ultimately to heal your deeper wounds and then go off in whatever way you're guided to, just support others to do the same. So hang in there, reach out for support, whether it's from me or somebody else. Again, I even get support still, even though I do this type of work. Yeah, it's a big month. It's a big shifting month, and you got it. And you are loved and supported. You have a divine team, seen and unseen, and they're just waiting for you to tap in and to receive their support. So just remember that. All right, love you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.